Well, hello, farming friends, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. Hey, as you can tell, we're back on Coldborough Park Farm today. We're going to back up where we left off yesterday. As you remember, we were mowing grass and trying to make some silage bales for our livestock. So that's where we're going to pick up today. I brought the JCB back up here to the farm to pick up the old windrower, and so jump in here. I bought some more gas for it, and we are good to go. So let's head on out. So before I head down the road, I thought I'd jump out real quick right here. This field right here is one of the ones that we're having issues with on courseplay. As y'all, if you're on courseplay, and if you notice when you're loading in and it's scanning the fields, it has an issue with field number 4. This is where the problem is. I showed you where it was on field 6. The problem's right here. So if you want to fix this so you don't have that long load in, take about 2 foot off your field corner right here. Just go ahead, plow that up, or use a cultivator so you break up the ground so you can come in here and reseed it, and just come straight across right here and put some grass down. You put some grass down right there. Next time you load in, it will scan the field and it will pick up that the perimeter is changed, and you won't have any more problems with that. If you plow through here and you try to seed that with grass, all you're going to get is this same ground texture back, because the game sees this as your ground cover. And so grass is, not necessarily grass when it gets over here, but this is what the game sees as the ground cover grass texture, is this right here. So if you do cultivate it, it's not going to do you any good. So just thought I'd point that out to you guys. If you're sick of yours hanging up right there on field 4, that's what you got to do. Just go in there and plow that under, and you won't have any more problems with it. It confuses it trying to figure out whether that's part of the field or not part of the field. So okay, so we're gonna head on down here and head to the farm, and we're headed to the dairy farm where we mowed grass, and we'll just jump in there, windrow it up, and then we'll jump on the baler, bale, wrap, all that good stuff. What am I doing? I'm checking like lanes. I hadn't had traffic on since forever. Since I've been making these videos. Oops. I know it adds a bit of realism to the game to have the traffic on, but I'll tell you what, My Big Country broke me of traffic. I played it on Burenholm and I've played it on all the other ones, but when I got into My Big Country, the traffic on it was so severe outside of the farm that you were always running into a vehicle or and the AI, forget it. The AI couldn't hardly get out of the farm half of the time. So it really, really drove me to get rid of traffic. And so I did. And did I clear that? I think I jumped out just a little too soon. Alright, so jump out real quick, close this gate so we can get the grass around the gate. And we'll run back up here, jump in the tractor, and we will head on and do our thing. So let's go ahead and unpack our windrow. So we use this guy. I do still have the smaller version of it that came with the farm. But I'm thinking this guy will suffice for just about everything. It's great for in the fields getting straw, where that other little one would be horrible. So I'm thinking this will be good for us. So we're going to try it anyways. I don't know how many hedgerows we're going to get hung up on with it, but hopefully not too many. And we'll just run through here and get all this grass raked up, and we'll get going. If I do most of these fields and I don't have a problem with this rake, then I will probably just keep it and sell the other one. I still have the small teeter as well, which we'll eventually need to turn some of this and make hay. Because I don't think you can use regular grass with the feeding. Y'all see that front wheel right there, how it's glitching out? I just noticed that. It did it the other day to me on Holzhosen. See how it's just going green? It did that to me on Holzhosen the other day. It was showing the white line. It just disappears. And it's every time I have the windrow on the back of this thing. It's weird. You gotta be in a certain position to make it happen. Odd. Alright, so we're gonna do most of this work in first person, because I know there's a lot of you folks out there that enjoy the first person view of doing this tractor work. So hopefully the rest of you guys don't get too sick of seeing the front of the JCB, because you're going to be looking at it for most of this video. Missed a little spot there. I'm trying to figure out what my gauge needs to be for driving the windrow on the right, or on the left side here. I'm using the handle right there as sort of a gauge where I need to be. This side's easy for me. If I take, when I'm going upfield like this, if I take the end of the windshield wiper and I put it right about where the edge of the grass is, that's pretty much where the outside edge of the windrow needs to be to maximize the width on it. But I haven't quite figured out a spotting gauge for the other side. So if you see, if I keep it right about there, I'm getting almost the max width out of my windrow, out of my implement. I just haven't figured out where that mark is on this side. Like the handrail right there on the cab. The top of that is a little shallow. So if I come in just a little bit, maybe where it's just over that handle. How's that look? That's pretty good. Right there. I always look for little things like that that I can use to gauge where I need to be for my implement to perform properly. That way I'm not always having to turn around and look at where I'm at in the field. I do the same thing in real life. Alright. Guess I'm going to just keep going up through here. I know I just missed a whole bunch. I need to go back through and pick up this line. I'm not going to go too far with it because I got to come back through here when I do my headland. As if you notice, I started inset just a little bit. I'm going to be coming back and doing a headland on the whole field. It's kind of the way when I do all of this work like this, that's typically the way I will do it. I'll usually do all my rows. If the scenario works right, I'll do all my rows first. And then I'll come back and I'll do one nice headland all the way around to clean up anywhere that I missed in the turns, as well as to get like all these turns out, because if you've ever tried to use a forage wagon or something in those turns, it can be, they seem to miss a lot and they skip a lot. So it's, for me, it's better just to go ahead and get rid of those turns and just have nice straight lines that you can run through. And then once you clear that out, you've got a nice big area left for you to turn when you're coming up and down the field. So anyways, it gets a little tight down in here. Alrighty. So what's been happening in Farm Sim World? Of course, you guys know the DLC is coming out later on the 26th. I went ahead and pre-ordered for that, so I go ahead and have the DLC so I could incorporate it into my gameplay. Not really that I'm that excited about it and want to go ahead and make sure I get it, done. It's just one of those things. I was buying some stuff today anyways, and so I went ahead and got the old DLC taken care of. So yeah, that'll be on the way. What else is out? Giants has got a mod contest going on that I was made aware of today. I don't do any modding, so I'm not going to be getting involved in it, but hopefully it encourages some people to put out some killer mods. Still, I think there's so much potential in this game for some great mods that nobody does. I mean, if you look at the agricultural community and some of the things that are out there that we could have incorporated into this game, you realize that it's falling way short. Like, one of the things I would love, we've all, I mean, I've talked wish list several times. One of the things I would absolutely love to see incorporated in the game, and how cool would it be, is to have some sort of front end cultivator for your tractor, so you could plow and cultivate at one time. I don't know if you've ever seen that done in real life. There's a couple of different ways you can do it. There's attachments that can go on the front of the tractor that basically, there's one on each side, and they look like little fingers that stick down and go into the ground, and so as you drive forward plowing, those are offset, one on each side of the tractor, and whichever way you're heading, let's say if you're going upfield and the plowed field is on your right, you turn the one on the right on, and the little fingers spin around and they break up all the clods for you and cultivate the ground for you. So the other one is more of a swing arm. Mounts on the front. It's got a big weight and a big hydraulic swing arm on it, and on it has a cultivator that as you drive through the field, again, if you're plowing and the plowed side is to your right, you swing the arm to the right, it then lowers the cultivator into the field, into the furrow that you just plowed, and it beats all the clods up, and then it usually has a beater bar on the back, or and smooths everything out for you. And so as you plow, you're basically when you make your turn, you rotate your implement or rotate your plow around, and at the same time you rotate um, the cultivator as well. And so if you just plowed with your implement behind you and you're going down the fields on your right, when you make the turn and you flip so the field's on your left, you swing that arm, it goes all the way over the tractor, back down to where the arm is now on the left side of the tractor, and it's cultivating the area there for you. Very, very cool. And it allows you to plow and cultivate at the same time. That would be awesome to see in the game. It would be a much better mod, and I'd be much happier to see that win Best Mod of the Year than a manhole cover or a cigarette butt or a tea bag. So yeah. Can I get a cool implement? I did download a couple of new implements too last night. I got on trying to figure out why I couldn't get PK on in a dry format on Holzhausen. And so I've been just looking around at mods and everything. Got on American Eagle's modding and noticed that they have a really cool fertilizer spreader and also a seed tender, fertilizer tender. So I got both of those downloaded, and I'm gonna check those out. I haven't actually played with them, so I can't tell you anything about them other than I downloaded them. They look good. That's about it on the mod front. There's just not a whole lot out there. There is a case 110 and 125 pack that just came out that, again, I haven't chance to look at. It's got a lot of IC on it, and some row crop tires and duals and things like that. It's a pretty nice little pack, but I don't know if it's going to do that much for me. But I may check that out as well. Let's see how that is. Landy turned me on to it this morning. Then I noticed Farmer Beavis had a review of it, so I might check it out. I went ahead and downloaded it anyways. So speaking of Holzhausen and my little issue with the PK, I have resolved the problem. I found out that it was in fact a mod conflict and had nothing to do with the implement. It was the Goodly Mist mod was causing an issue with it, and appreciate Castaway bringing that to my attention. He I thought it was the implement up until he mentioned to me that he had no problems on his map that he's currently playing, which is States. And he just kind of brought up that it worked fine for him on States. So that got me thinking, you got to look and see why it's not doing it then on your map, So I went into isolation mode and pulled everything out of the folder except for the map and the essential mods. And sure enough, as soon as I did that, it started to work. So then I had to go backwards and start adding in a few mods at a time, and I started with scripts because it's probably not going to be a mod that's breaking in. It's probably going to be a script. And sure enough, it was the Goodly Mist mod. So I had to take that out, which means I have to remember to put it back in for all the maps that require it. But it's better to have to just pull one mod out than to have to pull a bunch of mods out. And I was scared it was going to be like Alpha Mod. I was going to be like, man, I got to take all that Alpha Mod stuff out. But alas, it was the Goodly Mist mod. So that's fixed. And I was hoping that when I did that, that would fix my issue with not being able to get lime from the co-op, and have that go straight to the farm. But nah, that didn't work. All my tippers that say they hold lime, I take them over there and I cannot get them to load, which is annoying. So yeah, I don't know why I can't get them to load. Anybody got any suggestions on that, please let me know. But yeah, I've got the Rosenthaler trailers that are supposed to hold lime. I got a couple other trailers that are supposed to hold lime. Every one of them I've tried. When I take it over there, they don't load up. I cannot get them to trigger. Now, if I take a shovel over there, or you know, a conveyor belt, I can load the lime into them, and they work just fine. But I cannot get them to automatically refill themselves when I take them over there. When I get them back to the farm and take them to where you're supposed to dump the lime at the farm, it dumps out just fine and fills up the silo there, or the barn, or whatever it is called, and I have no issues with it. So there we go. I can't figure it out. Not quite sure what it is. So I'm thinking at this point my only solution is going to be to take the my only solution is going to be to take the mod, or take a conveyor belt over there and throw that into the lime compartment, and just load up a trailer full of lime, and then fill up the bunker at the farm with it. That's all I can figure to do at this point, unless I can figure out a way to get it to work. Which I don't mind doing that. I mean, I hate to. I'd like for it to just work. You know? Oh, can't see it. It always takes me a little bit of time to get my bearings on doing this baling. Oh, made the turn. A lot of times I want to stop as soon as I hear the buzzer go off, you know? Or then I try to like creep up to 4,000 and I end up stopping right before it, and then I have to restart again. Or then I just completely forget it and I blow right past the 4,000 mark and have to turn and drive back around the field so I can get back into the grass swath that I'm working on. Hate when I do that. The other stupid thing I do a lot of times is I forget that the bales come out of this thing really quick, and so I'll hit the button and I'll think, well, it's going to take a while for it to open and let the bale out, and I'll sit here and think, well, you know, oh, it's already gone. Because as soon as it makes that little bounce and the weight's off of it, you can go ahead and close it and get moving. But for some reason I think it takes a little bit more time. I guess because in real life it takes a little bit more time. It doesn't just roll out that fast. And then you gotta wait for your belts to reset. Alright, so we get this done, and we'll go get the wrapper. So back to Holzhausen. So with that little issue figured out, now we're good to go with with putting some dry PK on the field so we don't up the moisture content. So now the only real variable is going to be how much moisture do we get from the rain? How long is it going to rain, and how is that going to affect our field? So I'm pretty sure the game plan going to be going forward is I went ahead and I seeded the field with corn. That's done. I did go ahead and break down and buy a corn seeder because 3 meters. I've played this game too much to play with 3 meter seeders. You know, and like I said, I've beat the game legit on hard mode now 3 times. So I think I can just play the game however I want to at this point. I think I've earned that right. So somebody commented on my video from yesterday about grass textures. I absolutely agree with you. The grass textures on this need to be modified a little bit more. I would love to see the grass be up around the wheel wells when you go to mow it. You know, every field I've ever mowed, you leave tire marks going through the field. I mean, it wouldn't look like a wheat field, but at least it looks like it's got some grass growing in it. You know, grass needs to be up at least to the hubs on the tires. So yeah, hope to see some better grass textures. Maybe there's some out there. I just haven't messed with them. I know there are some like fresh cut grass stuff and all that. I've seen some things listed. Never have really looked into it. I don't spend a time. There's that glitch still right there. You got to be looking at it just right to make it work. Alright. So it's just not when it's windrowing. It's just when you're in a certain position. There it is. Get pretty good at recreating it now. Ah, I didn't get all the way. See, there I go, messing up. Not thinking. I got a little turn there that didn't get cut out. So anyways, hopefully these will be some pretty good bales. I don't know, we did cut kind of late in the afternoon, so that might penalize us a little bit. I'll be honest with you, I don't know exactly how the bale extension mod works. I haven't really sat down and read all the info on it, but I do know that certain times you cut your grass and make your bales, you get better grades on them. I don't really care about the grades as much because I'm not selling them, but I do want them to be good bales for my livestock. Yeah, I'll admit I don't know much about the baling rules with the extension. If we were talking baling in real life, I'd be all over that. In-game baling, not so sure. Y'all, if you hear my phone go off in the background, I do apologize. Can't turn it off. There's some severe weather headed through our area right now, and so periodically I get updates. Just kind of have to know what's going on, but yeah, just waiting. Just taking a look at it. Trying to make sure I got most of that turn. Looks like we did okay back there. Alright, one last little run here, and then we'll be done with the baling, and we can get to the wrapping part. Which to me is the absolute boringest part of it. It's cool looking, but it's so boring. I mean, most of the time you just sit in one spot. Oops. And if we get a full bale out of that. Alrighty. Let's see if we can clean up a little bit of this grass here. I don't think I can get another bale out of this field. There's a little bit of straggling grass around, but I don't think there's enough to fill it up. It's okay, we're going to be making more. Because I have got quite a bit of grass to mow and mouths to feed. So in case you don't realize it, if you when Bullet Bill made this map, he started you off with like a considerable amount of cattle and sheep and chickens. So right off the bat, you're in a situation where you've got mouths to feed. So you do have to go ahead and get some grass done. So that's the reason we're down here doing this. I wouldn't jump into dairy this fast normally, but you kind of have to, which is fine. That's, you know, the real work is getting the silage done. So, but we'll get it all taken care of. Alright, get in here. I think we'll just run down to the bottom of this field. We'll start wrapping and come up the hill. Go ahead and get our machine into position. Turn it on. And we'll pick up our first victim here. It is sort of fun to watch that as the bale spins around. Alright, get that one unloaded. There we go, and then get over here next to this one. I like to try to be realistic about it and get as close to them as possible. Even though you can olay these things like and miss them by tractor width and still pick them up. I like to still bring them right up next to the trailer and then at the last second turn into them so that you can pick them up. Alright, see where we need to go next. Looks like this guy here. So I had a little computer scare today. I thought my motherboard had burned up a little. My USB ports were going out, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Thought maybe I was having an issue with the motherboard. Turns out it was a loose wire on my headphones, or a short in the wire on my headphones, or as best I could figure, it's a short in the wire on my headphones. But maybe that was killing the USB ports because I was just losing sound, and my mouse stopped working and everything. It turned out the USB port had stopped working. I moved the headphones to a different set of USB jacks, and the sound kept going out, but my keyboard, my mouse didn't quit working. Which said, okay, it's isolated to the other, where the headphones are. So best I can figure out, I took the charging cable that goes to the headphones, I took it off, and ran without it on for the longest time, and everything worked just fine. So it leads me to believe the cable from the transmitter to the headphones was shorting out and freaking out the USB jack. So I have since done away with that part of it. It's just good news. Because while I want to upgrade my computer, I was not looking forward to losing my computer for a couple of days while I worked on it. Which leads me to realize I need to get few extra videos in the vault and uploaded so that I have some backups in case something happens. Because I do like to get a video out every day. It's funny, I'll get them built up and I'll get like 3 or 4 in there, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, something will happen and I don't record, and I'm thinking, man, come on, I had a week's worth of stuff recorded. How did I go through all of it? Because I think, well, I got 3 or 4 of them done, now I can just keep doing one a day and I'll always have content. Yeah, that doesn't always work. Life then suddenly steps in the way, and I'm always thankful that I had those 3 or 4 videos done. Part of it, though, I think, is I get 3 or 4 ahead, and I think, I don't have to do a video. I've got a couple uploaded. I'll go do something else. I'll play a different game. And then that always comes to get me later down the road when I get to the point and realize, oh, I don't have anything left. I need to record some videos. So the game plan is to finish wrapping these up. That'll about wrap up our video. Tomorrow we'll be back on Hillshausen. to finish up. We'll get in there, fertilize. My game plan is to see how much we can do in one day. I'd like to fertilize, then fast track time, see where we're at, put our weed preventative down, fast track time, see where we're at. It'll probably rain. We'll fast track through the rain, you know, and just see how it goes. My only thing is, I'm not sure if I can get all that done in a 1 hour video, because you do have to pause for the calculation times, and that's my only thing that I'm afraid that maybe yeah, I'm afraid that maybe I'll get in there and start doing that, and it'll run too long because of the calculating time. So if it doesn't take forever to do it, we'll just calculate, we'll fertilize and then fast track and go all the way up until the harvest time. But then again, if the calculations take too long, then we'll split it up. We'll do the fertilizing, we'll get to a point, calculate a little bit, do our weed preventative, and then if we've got some extra time, we'll find something else to do. And then we'll be, oops, got a little overzealous there. And then we'll just come back the next day, we'll calculate, and then we'll be ready to harvest. We'll see where we're at. The rain is the big variable. Our nitrogen is a little bit high. I think we'll be okay with that. And I might even leave some weeds in the field for just a little bit longer to eat up some of the nitrogen, as well as soak in some water. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alright, how many more bales do I have? I sort of want to leave a couple of these unwrapped to take and throw into the seed machine, or I mean in the feed machine, and then feed my sheep with them. Give one to my sheep, maybe give the other one to the cows. So maybe if I keep 3 of them for just grass. We could do that real quick too. I think we got a little bit more time. I think I got about 15 more minutes left in this video, and before we hit the magic 1 hour mark. Tell you what, these 1 hour videos are, I hope you guys are enjoying them. They're not bad to do, and I don't mind doing it, and I get a lot accomplished in them. But they take forever to upload on my internet right now. Alright, so for the time being, I'm going to leave these bales in the field and just let them cook and ferment, and then we'll pick them up and bring them back over to the farm. Alright, so I'm going to fold that up. I'm going to do a trick here. I'm going to unfold it. so drop that off. And we're good to go. So we pick this guy up. And be done. So I wonder if I got a bell spike here on this farm. I should. I just don't know that I do. I hate these short trailers. They so don't want to back up properly. I can back up a long trailer in real life with a drink in one hand, carrying on a conversation. Man, you get me a short trailer like this, I gotta concentrate. It's like, shh, I'm trying to back up. Alright, so let's do this. Let's, gonna cheap out here. Let's see if I can get this guy. And we'll hook up to it. Oh, you know what I don't have that I'm gonna have to go get too? I gotta get a water tank, because we don't have a water tank. What's that? Is that a bell spike? It is a bell spike. Ha 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 ha. Alright, so let's get this guy fired up real quick. I don't have a water trailer yet, so I'll have to appropriate some funds to get a water trailer. Don't say anything about me appropriating funds. This guy will be going away. Either him or the New Holland. My master plan for this map is going to end up with us having maybe 5 tractors total. The two 1050s. Then I will probably pick up a 900 series Fendt out of that package that I got. Probably like a 932. And that would put it in line with what we've got with the come on, get on the bale. Come on, get in there. That would put it in line with what we've got with the JCB. So basically, that would give us 2 large tractors and way to run into the wall there. That'll give us 2 large tractors to play with and 2 medium tractors. And I just am running into everything. Because I'm watching the bale, because the bale looks like it's going to fall off. And then we'll just keep one of the front loaders, like this guy, here on this farm. And then we'll have the telehandler up on the cattle farm. I will say though, I do like the fact that the top of this thing is open quite a bit. There we go. So if I'm right, and I usually am. Oh, did I just go there? I should be able to take this guy in now to the sheep pen and feed the sheep. And at least get them somewhat productive. So yeah, open that up. I think they feed over here. So yeah, should be able to just... There we go. Voila! And they now have grass. so they won't baa too much, and I'll go get them some water. So I need to go do that. And then we can basically do the same thing with the cattle eventually, is give them some grass, just enough to get them by, and then get them going. So, alright, so I'm going to finish up with all this. Probably do a little bit more work around here. Go get some straw, bring some straw down, and get a water tank, and work on all that. So I don't know, do we keep this guy, or do we keep the New Holland? I do kind of like these styres. I might just keep it, sell both of the New Hollands. See, but yeah, eventually my overall goal is to just have one front loader, 2 medium tractors, 2 large tractors, and then and the telehandler. And that should be plenty for us. Probably end up getting I'll probably end up with may end up with a 3rd combine once we get those big fields down there. But yeah, that'll be down the road. Alright, see if we can spear this guy. Gotcha! Alrighty, so I'm going to drop this guy into the feed technology thing. So speaking of feed technology, I asked you guys what y'all thought about how to feed on this thing, and got a few comments, and for the most part nobody really cares, but some folks did say that I did read a comment or two talking about they've never used the feeding technology in the game. Somebody said something about the fact that they didn't understand the feeding technology in the game. So what I'll probably do is just we'll use it for a while, because I don't mind using it. We'll use it for a little while. Really, the mix station isn't that awesome until you get a whole lot of cattle. Then the mix station is nice because filling up that little thing there, a whole lot can get overwhelming. So what we'll do is we'll just we'll keep what we've got for now, and I will probably get rid of the little hay bale, the little hay, not hay, but the one that throws the straw. Probably get rid of it, because I can do the same thing with this one that we've got right here. All you gotta do is put the straw in it, and then just drive to the trigger point, and it'll pop the straw in. I know it doesn't look as good as, you know, blowing the straw in, which is sort of more realistic. But man, that little device that you throw the straw in, it's a pain to get the bales in sometimes. I don't know if y'all have noticed it. If you're using a square bale on it, it just kind of is sort of a pain. Alright, so that's loaded, and we can just kind of be done with this. We'll park this guy right here, and oops, little. Can I see where I'm at? I think I'm level. There we are. We're level. Alright. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know I was bailing and bailing and bailing. We'll leave those round bales out in the field, like I said, to go ahead and ferment and do their thing. And then once they've gone ahead and fermented, we'll bring them over here, stack them somewhere. It really doesn't matter where we put them because they are wrapped. And then we'll start mixing some TMR and go from there. What do I got here? A plus. So it got good from humidity on them. So nice. Nice. I kind of worried about that mowing when we did, and baling when we did. We're pushing right up on baling at night, which is a no-no. So, alright. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and give me a like. It does help me build the channel, as I say every day. And of course, if you're new to watching these videos, please do subscribe. I do a new video every single day for Farm Sim, unless something happens. And there'll be a new one tomorrow. So, thanks again for watching, guys. Stay safe, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow at Holzhausen. Bye-bye.